Hello, happy evening to everyone. Welcome to Mahipati Talks. As you are aware that every day we are organizing series of sessions related to English language and soft skills. Today we are here to listen to Rosie Matilda ma'am, and it's my pleasure to introduce Rosie ma'am. As you know that the most important thing during this COVID time is, especially the faculty who have been listening to us, they are supposed to learn the new skills like digital skills, especially the way how you deal and the way how you talk to the people. And ma'am has come forward to take a session which is very important for today's life, which will be useful to make our life a better, especially the teaching fraternity. So as you know that whenever you talk about the online digital, the most challenging task that we face today is uh, how how do we engage the students in online and also how to assist them. So today's topic is that online student engagement and assessment, the need of the hour. And today's resource person, Rosie ma'am, is working as an assistant professor in English at CMR College of Engineering and Technology. She has been teaching business English, soft skills, and gender sensitization along with English subject. She coaches students for various competitive exams like GRE, GMAT, SAT, IELTS, TOEFL, PTE, CAT, CLAT. She is passionate English laureate with a rich experience over 23 years in the industry and academia. She is a Cambridge certified trainer for BEC, Business English Certification, that is higher, and she's also Cambridge British Council certified IELTS trainer, certified IUC International Engineering Educator, and an Infosys Campus Connect trainer. She is associated with BITS Pilani, WILP, Hyderabad off campus. She is an LTI member of South Zone Chapter Mumbai, South Zone Chapter, the social media coordinator for MIC, MHRD Innovation Cell at CMR College. She's also empaneled with a few renowned companies and traveled nationally and internationally. She has contributed a lot to the society and training and imparting the skills, especially related to the English language skills. And you know that any teacher who has been doing continuous research will be updating their own knowledge about the skills. As a part of that, she has contributed to publishing many research papers in national and international journals, including Scopus Indexed. She has participated and served as a resource person in various national and international conferences, conducted and attended numerous FDBs workshops and webinars, and was invited as a keynote speaker on various occasions. She has been an inspiration to most of the students and is known for her simple teaching methodology that makes her a favorite among her students. And I'm sure that the list goes on. I'd like to stop here. And as we are going to listen to ma'am, and we are privileged. Thank you very much, ma'am. In spite of your busy schedule, you have given us the time to talk to the teaching fraternity, especially the trainers, psychologists, and the faculty who are interested to know about how to develop. And this online teaching has become a challenge, and especially engaging the students online is a challenge. So now I request Rosie ma'am to take over the session on the students engagement, online students engagement, and the assessments, the need of the hour.
Thank you very much for that lovely introduction, Mahipati sir.
Thank you.
So it is an honor that you have created such a platform so that all teaching fraternity can come together, share our thoughts, and we can all move ahead in these difficult times wherein the COVID has not left us with any choice but except for taking classes online. So that is the reason why I have selected this topic of student assessment and evaluation online. Okay. So with your permission, sir, should I go ahead and share the screen?
Please, ma'am, please.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
And our session is live, and I've shared the link in the group in the chat box. If somebody is interested, you can share the same with your friends who are not able to register. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. moving on with today's topic, I would want it to be a little bit of interactive, even in the middle. So, though we have agreed to have the last 10 minutes for the Q&A session, I would really love if the participants are, lively throughout the session, by which they can answer a few questions and make this an interactive session. I would really love that. So I'm looking forward towards everyone's active participation. So our today's topic is online student engagement and assessment, which I felt is a need of the hour, which not only I think, but it can almost become the need of the hour. So in today's session, we are going to talk only about two things: student engagement and student assessment. So the first thing on this is student engagement. Now, under student engagement, we are going to talk about three things. What are the levels of engagement? What are the challenges faced in their engaged? And what are the opportunities available with us? So, if we see that the international ASCD, there is this organization called the International ASCD, Association for Supervision and Curriculum Development, that is based in Virginia. Now, in this organization, we have got a wonderful professor called ASA, the dimensions of deep learning and the levels of engagement and learning. Now, this place that has written this information has really caught my attention. Now, if we discuss the three levels of engagement, the first level of engagement is students are classroom. Now, when we are talking about the classroom that we discussed today is going to be an online classroom. So the students, the first level of students are passive. Under this level, the students are primarily not engaged in the learning process. Now, they are either passive or they are compliant. And the classrooms over here are teacher-centered. Now, you can imagine of a situation wherein a teacher stands in a classroom and she just gives lectures to the students. Okay, so sometimes we see that students who are smart enough, they we see that some students, they are really not into it. So, under such a circumstance, if we are in a real-time classroom, we try to bring the attention back of the student by posing a question, by asking him, oh my God, where are you lost? Why don't you get back to the class? Or what keeps you occupied? So, these things we can talk if we were in a classroom, but the teachers, they are either closed-ended questions, okay, or a mere yes or no questions, or right or wrong questions, right? So even if the worksheets are assigned with activities, they just require simple responses. So needless to say, the student involvement is very, very less. So this is the first level of engagement that we are talking about, wherein the students are passive, right? The second level of engagement, here we see a mixed kind. So here it is a kind of balanced environment where we see both teacher-centeredness and to an extent some level of student-centeredness.
Madam, there is now, some, excuse me, ma'am, there's some yes, kind of audio disconnect is happening, madam. There's some kind of, can you check once, ma'am?
Yes, are you not able to?
No, sometimes we are getting the background noise, ma'am, like disturbance, like cracking voice.
Oh, oh.
Meanwhile, I request the participants to type in the chat box what has been discussed till now. Madam has covered already for many points.
So, is it better now?
Yeah, very good, madam. Very good.
Okay. You are able to hear me well now.
Yes, yes.
Right. Yes. 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 So the second one is a mixed kind, wherein you see, a balanced environment. You have teacher-centeredness, and you also see some level of student-centeredness. Now, we cannot always say that it is teacher-centered or it is always student-centered. So sometimes it's highly and highly student centered. Now, if the students, take over the entire part of the discussion, or if we say the students are active, then they enter into a kind of discussion or a compare and contrast activities. Now, the third kind is going to be the highly engaged kind. Under the highly engaged kind, teacher-centeredness is rare, which is the need of the hour today. Now, the students are completely and frequently engaged in the learning process, and teachers, they are just, supporting the student. They act like coaches, and they help the students in the collaborative learning. And now here, there are various activities that can actually keep the students engaged in the learning process, like through, it could be a research talk, it could be a simulation, a role play, or, an open-ended discussion, or they could give authentic projects to the students. So there are three kinds of students that we have seen in the learning process. Now, let's talk about this engagement. Okay, does this ring a bell to anyone? Would anyone want to share a thought on this particular picture that I've shared right now? Would anyone want to share on this?
Your audio got disconnected. Ma'am, your audio got disconnected.
Hello?
Ma'am, you're not audible.
Sir, is it better now?
Yeah, it's better now, ma'am.
Okay, okay. I do not know what problems, these are the major problems, I guess, with online teaching.
Yes, yes.
Right, sir. We'll move on. Okay. So the student's level of engagement can be either active or passive. Now we have so many teachers present today who have experiences of teaching the students online, I think from March onwards of this year. Okay. Now, what would you say is the student level of engagement? Is it active or passive? Now, is it passive or active? I would say that the students are mostly passive. Now, I'm going to talk about the way that the student engagement is passive.
engaged. Now, if we know that the students are passive, if we know that the students are less engaged, now the remaining question lies in how to make them more engaged. Now, if we have to talk about the level of student engagement, we have various challenges faced. Now, the first challenge is we have so many technical glitches. Now, we have downloaded basically that the audio was on and off. So, these are all technical glitches from the teacher's end and from the student's end, both of it. And then we have got the missing face dynamics. Now, as I have already discussed or shared, now if we were in a live classroom, we could see the body language of the student or the eye contact of the student, or we can assess the student's, mental status by just seeing body language by just observing a student, which is not possible very much due to online teaching. So we have missing face dynamics over here. Then we have absent peer involvement. Now the student is alone in his house. We do not know if he has been in regular touch with anyone because during the class he is all alone. So we have to consider the environmental distractions as well. Now, the poor student might be struggling really hard to pay attention to the class, but we have so many challenges the student is facing right now when they are taking online classes. It could be TV, the family is watching, or the household noises, the vendors selling outside, the voluntary and involuntary discussions that go on, noises from siblings, brawls going on outside. It could be anything. So there are many environmental distractions that the student actually goes through during an online class. And then we have to consider the situation of the student who gets, which gets monotonous just by staring at the screen. And sometimes we teachers wonder, are we talking to the students or are we talking to the screen? Because we do not know the other side of the screen, whether the student is actually there to listen to us and what problems the student is going through. And then if we force the student, to be exposed to the camera just to make sure that the student is there and just didn't switch on the gadget and go away doing his work. So now the students miss their privacy over here. So we cannot force the student to turn on their webcam in this case. And then we have to consider the various health issues. Now, these health issues are similar to the corporate employees that have, the corporate employees that have been working, working at odd times. I think we have brought the students up to the situation as of now. Now, here, one of my friends, who take online classes, has actually conducted a survey of all the classes that she has been taking online from April to June 2020. She issued a questionnaire to all these teachers to understand the pulse of the teachers. And then 80% of teachers express that students are passive during online teaching. So hence, I'd like to go back and tell you why I stated that there is a research behind this that states that students are passive during online teaching. Now, does anyone recognize this on the screen? Anyone recognizes this gentleman on the screen? You can type on the chat box. Okay. Now, this person we are talking about is Stephen Krashen, and he gave away his monitor model of effective filter hypothesis. Now, he gave actually 5 models. From that, what interests me and what pertains to the present situation is the effective filter hypothesis. Is the audio still not clear? Are you all able?
Now it's fine.
It's fine, sir?
Yes.
Okay. Right. So, according to Krashen, there could be up to 3 things that inhibit our students from acquiring a language, or anything that is taught online. Now, a learner who is tensed, anxious, or bored, making it unavailable for acquisition. Now we have to consider these things, and we should see what are our students going through. Are they tensed? Are they anxious? Or are they bored? Which is not letting this process of learning to happen completely. Now, here there are many affective variables that play a major role. They are motivation, self-confidence, anxiety, and personality traits. Now, under motivation, you have 2 types. You have self-motivation and you have motivation which we receive from others. Now, is the student motivated enough from within, or does the student need an external motivation? So intrinsic or extrinsic motivation. Either ways, we can motivate the student online, but it may not be as effective as it would be if we were face to face. And then the self-confidence. Now, self-confidence is something which differs of a student which differs from student to student. And then we have got the personality trait. We mostly have mixed groups, right? In a classroom, we cannot say, I'm going to teach only to the smart ones because we are given a mixed group. So we should blend our learning in such a way that, we are able to cater to the needs of all kinds of learners. Now here, Krashen tells that learners with high motivation, self-confidence, and a good self-image, they are better for success. While the opposite, that is low motivation, low self-esteem, anxiety levels are high, then students who are introverted by nature, who have many inhibitions within them, they can raise the affective filter, and these create a mental block. Now, this mental block is what blocks from receiving things that are being taught. So, the student filters it up. When the student filters it up, it impedes their learning and development. So here, when we are talking about affective filter hypothesis, now we don't see it as a metaphorical barrier, but it has become like a kind of a digital barrier. It is a digital filter today. So now, what are the available opportunities? We have seen what are the problems, yes, and we have seen how is the student's level of engagement. We have seen what are the problems that cause the student from levels of engagement of being 100% engaged. And now the third thing that we are faced with is the available opportunities. Now, you can get access to water and make it drink. Now, we have a lot of pressure from our higher authorities. Call it management, call it principal, call it HOD, or if we are working for a school, the same hierarchy levels we have got. So we can lead a horse to water, but can we make the horse drink water? Can we? Now, even if we do it, we have to use force or threat, because we cannot see students online, right? So when we talk about online teaching, I prefer calling them as ghosts online, because we cannot see them. And as we have already discussed, we cannot force them to turn on their cameras. I'll give you a very good example why we cannot force them to turn on their cameras. Now, the student may not want this background to be revealed, or the student might be having many people. He might not be having a single room to himself wherein he has got the luxury of turning on the webcam. There might be a lot of background noises that are going on. So they're not all students to turn online. So even if we do so by force or threat, but can we make the horse drink water passionately? Now, the horse is taken to the water, you're forcing it to drink, but can we make it drink as passionately as it would if it was really thirsty? Now, this is something which we have to question ourselves. Then we move on with the attention span of the students. Now let us consider the attention span of the student, whether it's an online class or an offline class. The attention span of a student is very, very less. Research proves that the student's attention span is only 15 minutes. A maximum of 15 minutes is the attention span of a student. So, if we are talking about a span of 15 minutes, how are we going to keep the students engaged for the 40-minute lecture or a 50-minute lecture or a 1-hour lecture? So, it is not going to be easy. So, considering this attention span, let us talk about how to keep the students engaged in the classroom. Now, here, if we are talking about mixed to highly engaged students, we have discussed the various kinds of student engagement. Now, these mixed to highly engaged students are attention seekers. So, we have to try our best to keep them active. We have to check frequently if they are able to follow the lesson, because these people should be kept active always, whether we give them an online assignment, whether we give them something else to do, whatever. Now, these are the ones that have to be taken care of very properly. Now, another way of checking whether we have all the students' attention or no is we can call the student names randomly. There's a lot of peer pressure built, because the students do not know whose name will be called next, and they have very less time by the time a student who is actively engaged in the class makes a phone call to the other student and tell him, see, your name is called out, you are not there, why don't you get back? They try to save their friends, but what happens is it would be too late. So if we do this frequently, the students are, under a kind of pressure that yes, if their name is called out, not only will the teacher know that this student is not paying attention or is not in front of the screen, but the whole class gets to know, or, the whole class of attentive listeners get to know. So we can form student groups, we can give assignments to the student, we can ask them to post pictures from time to time, we can start a side chat with the team or a particular student to just know that they are engaged, to just know that they are paying attention and they are busy with the assigned tasks. So these could be some of the strategies that we teachers can come up to keep the students engaged online. Now, moving on, now we saw mixed to highly engaged group. Now, how do we keep passive to mixed group of students active? Now, we can actually show videos to them. We can ask questions from the videos. Okay, so even if the student wants to listen to the video again, it's going to take time. So the student is not going to give you a right answer in the given time unless the student watches a video when you show it to them, right? And then, we can give questions for them to discuss. And there is another strategy. I know most of these teachers have been using this for a long time. That is think, pair, share. Now, the students are giving a target or an assignment, then they are given time to think independently, whether it's a writing task or a speaking task or any task. Then the students are paired up into small groups, not exceeding 4 students. I would recommend, you can pair up to 2 to 4 students, okay? And then the sharing is done not only with the teacher, but the teacher can take and ask them to share it with another group that is going on, or it could be another student which where the teacher wants to share it to. So think, pair, share is a wonderful option that works for passive to mixed group of students. Now, what did the teachers find to be most challenging during online teaching? Would anyone want to respond to this question, please? What did you all find to be most challenging during online teaching?
You can type in the chat box, what are the challenges that you face during the online teaching?
Yes, as teachers, what did you all face? So is the voice better now, or is there still a problem? Is the audio clear, sir?
Yeah, now and then it's creaking, madam. I think if you can use headphones. Are you
1 second, sir. Just give me a minute's time. I'll use headphones.
Meanwhile, I would like to request you to chat in the chat box. What are your learnings till now? I'm sure that what are the challenges that we are facing. I hope that everybody, all the teachers who are attending here, might be having their own issues. As Madhumati ma'am rightly says that they log on but not in front of the screen and give attendance and leave.
Very good, ma'am. Very good.
Ashalata ma'am says, I could not sustain the students' attention, late joining, and student interaction is missing.
Very nice. Very nice. Sir, am I audible now?
You're audible, madam.
Now it's better. Okay, I use speakers, sir. Yeah.
Okay.
I use the headphones, right?
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, sir. Okay, wonderful interaction from everyone. Thank you so much for your responses. So, the most important or challenging thing during online teaching, not that you're all wrong, would be online assessment. Okay, and I think we also got some of the answers, right? Correct. So, if we are talking about online assessment, now we have got a lot of challenges as teachers. We have got pedagogical challenges, technological challenges. We have got expectations from the students. We have expectations from the parents, from the management. We are worried about the quality learning. We are worried about assessment. We have so many personal challenges also to be dealt with, along with work challenges. So, why is assessment important? Why should we assess student, or why is student assessment important? Can anyone throw some light on this topic? Why is it important to assess students? Why should we assess students, whether it's an online class or an offline class? Why should we assess the students?
Sumara ma'am says to evaluate their understanding.
Yes, wonderful, ma'am. To know the progress, very good. Anuj Radha, ma'am, very good. Okay, lovely, lovely interaction. Okay, the first reason is it is a wonderful opportunity to provide feedback. Now, once the test is done, the important thing this worried about is how many marks did I get? Okay, for activeness, very good, ma'am. Okay, whether they're following or not, paying attention or no. Okay, good, good. Okay, so it is an opportunity to provide feedback. Now, feedback for whom? Now, the student also needs a feedback. The parent needs a feedback. The management needs a feedback. And they also to know which student has understood the concept so that they have written the test properly. Now, once a test is done, the next important thing is assessing. Now, we have been doing a wonderful job of assessing students offline. Now, we have a new challenge in front of us, that is assess the student online. Now, this is very important. How do we know whether the student has passed or failed? How do we know whether the student is moving on to the next semester or to the next year? Or how do we know whether the student understood what we have taught? So it has become like a kind of normality or a routine. Yes, Saudina ma'am says both. Very nice. So we have expectations from the management, from the parents, from the students for grades. It has become a part of a learning cycle. Now, you know, we see when it comes to jobs, you know, the first thing is one of the things that is looked at is what percentage did your child get? Or they say, you know, students who have secured less than 60% stand no chance of participating in the campus placement drives. Then the student has no choice, right? So it's become a normality, a routine. It has become a part of a learning cycle, and sometimes it even becomes an obligation. You know, now why is assessment important during the pandemic? Now, we teachers have been doing a wonderful job. You know, we have learned so many new technologies. Have learned how to, you know, create a Zoom link, how to take a class online, how to invite students, how to, you know, share a PowerPoint or a video. We have been doing a wonderful job, you know. So this tells us that no matter whatever the situation, we are not quitters. We are not going to give up, but we are going to accept them as a challenge, and we are going to emerge victorious. So, apart from online teaching, we have been doing actually so many things during the COVID time, which we haven't done before. Can you all, share some more things apart from online teaching, something new that we have been doing during the COVID time? Anyone did anything new during the COVID time apart from teaching online? Wearing a mask, I would say, has become something mandatory now. Yes. So we are wearing a mask that is not part of our routine. We do not used to this, right? So now we have seen that assessment is important. Yes, webinars. We have attended so many webinars. Yes, recording videos for students. Wonderful. Yes, yes, yes. So we have been doing amazing things. And did you all know that you'll see this day where you will have to do all this? No, but we all have learned this. We are all flowing with the tide, and we are all emerging victorious every day. Now, now let us look at the, yes, ma'am, preparing e-content, making them prepare in an online debate, wonderful things you people have been doing. Yes. Now, if we look at the types of tests, I call this as 3Ps and a E. What 3Ps, I'll tell you quickly. 3Ps that stand for placement test, progress test, proficiency test, and diagnostic test. Now, these are all the 3 types of tests. Go ahead with the letter P and 1 letter D, that is diagnostic test. Now, till now, MCET has not been conducted, right? But we do not want to be going to, prepare. Are they going to conduct an online MCET exam? We have no idea. So these are all the various kinds of tests that can be conducted online. Now, let us get back to assessing online during the global lockdown. Now, how many of you all have taken online quizzes? How many of you all have taken online quizzes? So many quizzes have been shared during this COVID time, which, we receive an immediate certificate. We receive a certificate, saying, after we take a quiz stating, we got this much of percentage of marks, or, we passed the quiz. Or some quizzes say, if you get 40% and above, you will receive a certificate. Or some say 60% and above, you get a certificate. Yes. So, tests are designed online. Softwares are used to check online. Okay, 30 to 40 quizzes. Wonderful, ma'am. Wonderful, wonderful. Lakshmi Remala, ma'am. Okay. So, how many of your children have taken any online tests? Any of your children took online tests? Lot of them through Google Forms. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Sheila, ma'am says. Right. Did any of your children take these online tests? Any competitive exams or any kind of? Yes. Okay. So, did you see what kind of software was used during the online test? The kind of software, are you all aware of the kind of software that has been used? Okay. So, this is a lockdown browser that is used, okay, during an online test. Now, if the student is asked to download the lockdown browser during the test, the student is not allowed to print, copy, visit the website, or access any other application. Now, they will know if the student is involved in anything else. So here we take the help of artificial intelligence. Yes, conference call. Okay, through conference calls they have taken. Yes, very nice, ma'am. Okay, so we depend a lot on online artificial intelligence during the online tests. Now, what happens when artificial intelligence monitors is it first goes for facial detection. Now, when the student registers for an exam, they send their passport size photograph. So the artificial intelligence or the AI will map the student's face and to that of um, the person's camera or the webcam. Then he does a face match, checks if there are multiple logging in front of the camera. It doesn't want any parent or sibling or any tuition teacher to help the student while taking the online test. And there would be no face logging and logging. See, you cannot say I'm sitting in front of the camera and they are not able to see you. And the AI takes care of the movement of the student sitting in front of the system and taking a test. It monitors the keyboard activity, the mouse movements, everything is monitored over the say my son has taken 2 exams, and we have seen all this, and that is when I got to know all this, and not only this, this IT solutions and software companies have been the solution given by the IT companies are used by various universities, schools, colleges, and other exam bodies to conduct these tests timely and accurately. And are you all aware how many exams have been postponed since the lockdown began? Anyone from your family has faced this problem? The number of exams that have been postponed over and over again. Many exams have been postponed. They think that, okay, after 1 month of lockdown, things are going to get back to normalcy, and then we are going to make the student take a normal test. Now, if we all see, we have already completed 1 semester, and we have all wonderfully taken online internal assessments. Now, taking online, yes, group 1 exams, yes, ma'am. So, while taking on, we have come up with so many strategies to ensure that the students do not cheat or the students take the test in a fair manner. And we have conducted, we as teachers have taken so many online quizzes, net set mock tests, and we all know how the software works. Maybe they did not use AI here to monitor our tests, but many universities are opting to use artificial intelligence to monitor students' test. Now, having known that, this is very important, here I'd like to bring something new to y'all called the design thinking concept. Now, how many of y'all are aware of this thing called the design thinking concept? Is this something which you have already heard, or is this something which you're all thinking through it for the first time? Okay, WebEx Canvas LMS is updated version 2. Okay, good. Right. So, is anyone aware of this, or have you all come across this term called design thinking? Okay. Now, this was brought forth by Stanford University. Now, can we say that the world will not face any new problems? Will the world new problems? We have to now. Can we say that yes, this is the end of all problems, and from now life is going to go on very smoothly? Can we say that, or do we have that kind of an assurance with us? Now we cannot say. Now there are going to be new problems, there are going to be new solutions. But will all solutions work? We have to wait and see. So, to understand this, Stanford conducted an experiment, with over 2,000 people of varied backgrounds. 2,000 people of varied backgrounds were selected for this design challenge or design thinking experiment. And the goal was simple. From these 2,000 people, whoever is going to build a tallest structure is going to be labeled the winner. And what equipment was given to them? They were given 20 pieces of uncooked spaghetti, 1 meter of masking tape, 1 meter of string, that is thread, and one standard sized marshmallow. So they said, we give you 20 minutes, and in this 20 minutes, whoever is going to the tallest structure, and they said they are going to measure the length from the table to the tip of the marshmallow that is put on top of it. And the marshmallow should stand on these spaghetti sticks, okay, free falling, that is without anyone holding it. It should stand for just 3 seconds. Now that was the challenge given to them. And who won this challenge? Can anyone take a wild guess as to who won this challenge? Anyone? I ever thought that the MBA graduates are going to win this challenge, because these people are trained, to come up with new designs, come up with new businesses, new strategies. And everyone was confident that the MBA graduates are going to crack this challenge. But to their utter shock and surprise, the kindergarten students, they stood first. From so many people belonging to so many varied professions, and of various age groups. Very good, Maithili ma'am. Yes. So the kindergarten students, they performed or they cracked this challenge, and they stood first. Now, these students, they didn't spend 15 minutes deciding who is going to be the CEO of the Spaghetti Corporation. They immediately started building and learning. The reality is that most design problems include a huge amount of, unknown things that need to be figured out and experimented. And success is not about head and whose orders should be followed, or which was the fault of the B school students. They were distracted by status transactions, wasting time in search of control of power rather than acting as a single team. And these people stood second. Now, the kindergarten students, they succeeded not because they were smarter, but because they worked together in a smarter way. Whereas the B school students were so this brought to the utter failure of B school students, while young kindergartners, they succeeded in cracking this challenge and stood first. So even today, Stanford gives everyone this design thinking concept. The world is going to have many problems. We do not know, we cannot foresee. but we should be mentally prepared. We should be prepared for the problems, and once the problem comes, we should be prepared with a, or we should come up with a probable solution, a solution that is acceptable and that is viable. It should be practically possible and with less time, money, and effort, it should be done. So the design thinking concept is a wonderful thing. We do not know in this COVID situation, we can see that all these online classes that we have been doing is an outcome of design thinking concept. So everything can be done at home. See, there are so many people who are working from home already, and there are so many companies which stated that till October you're not going to step into the office, you know. But we feel that it cannot be done because of various reasons. It could be because of traditional reasons, or we can think that maybe paper based test is traditional. And most important thing that we teachers have is the fear of cheating. How many of your teachers have this fear that the students might cheat if they are given an online exam? Anyone has this fear that yes, I cannot give an sometimes we get so paranoid that we start thinking, did the parent help the student? Did another person, learned person help the student? So we have this fear of cheating. So when we talk about everything that can be done online, actually, you're aware of this video that went viral and got 2 million views, which Amitabh Bachchan and many other noted film personalities, they 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 took a video from home and then they released it online on Twitter. And with this, Amitabh Bachchan urged people to stay indoors during the lockdown period. So I think everything is possible. There are so many movies that are made just in one house. They didn't even step out of the house. So if we are talking about online assessment, we have students are not at all serious about online. Yes, absolutely right. Yes. So the biggest concern that we have is cheating. Okay. Along with that, we have got technological issues. We have the students have no access to the test content. That is our assumption. The students think that taking test is not important, as ma'am just suggested, they are not serious. Objection from parents, they say, how can you take a test online? Objection from the institute or the management would say, are we sure that we are assessing the student correctly while taking a test online? And then we have various other reasons. So these are all our biggest concerns about online assessment. But the first two are the worst fears of teachers during an online exam. That is cheating and technology. Yeah, technological glitches, we can say, I don't think they are to a maximum extent in our hands. But cheating, yes. So let us probe a little bit into cheating. Now, is it possible for students to cheat online? Can anyone answer this question, please? What is your opinion? Is it possible for students to cheat online? Yes, no will do. Okay, Maithili ma'am says yes, definitely. Oh, yes. Lakshmi Rimala ma'am and Mamata ma'am. Yes. Okay. So now the next question is, does it matter if students cheat? You can give a simple yes or no for this. Yes, yes, ma'am. Through technology. Okay. Okay. Now, does it matter if students cheat? Practice open book exams. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Yes, it does. Sasha Lata ma'am says, yes, it does matter if students cheat. Now, let us see. So, why it matters us? Because we teachers come from such backgrounds wherein we cannot just stand the very thought that a student has cheated. So the answer is yes to both questions. It is possible for students to cheat if the student wants to cheat in the world. He will do it no matter whatever may come. You know, if they want to cheat, they will try hard enough to cheat. So it is in the student's mind whether they have to cheat or no, should not cheat. Okay, it is like assignment. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Under assignments, there is no possibility of cheating. Right. Now, the other problem, does it matter if students cheat? Yes, it does matter because it poses a huge ethical problem. Now, what are we teaching the students to walk on the right path? And if they are opting to cheat, that means they are straying from the right path. So it poses an ethical problem. And then it affects the child's psyche. These are the consequences. Okay, maybe in the classroom they cannot cheat. Yeah, we have to change the attitude, change the test pattern. Wonderful solutions, ma'am. Wonderful. And the matter of trust comes into the picture. And then we can involve the students into something called the student honor code. I hope you all must have heard this called the honor code. When we make the students take this honor code, it deters them from cheating, makes students aware of the expectations, it supports the learning system, and most importantly, we are keeping the conscience of the student alive by telling that, if you are resorting to cheating, you're doing something wrong, and that is something which your conscience should not allow you to do. So, we are all smart teachers. We come up with smart solutions. Aren't we? Aren't we smart teachers who come up with smart solutions? Now, I'll give you an instance that I'm doing online assessment of the third year engineering students. We have to take the ACS lab exam, and then what we had to do was we had to take a debate or a group discussion or a jam session. Now, for the first few minutes, I started giving, group discussion topics, which were generally available online. And then I saw that the students were like so comfortable, they were just reading the content. And if we confront them, they get offended. They do not like being confronted. So, I changed the topic and gave them something new about, the border issues that have been going on, or, did the opening of liquor shops create more problems during the present COVID situation? Or, I gave them some topics wherein the students could not find anything online. I'm sure you all must have done such a thing to ensure that students do not have ready-made answers available online and they just read out the answers to us. So now here the solutions are, we can go for no test tests. We cannot give a test and still we can access a student on it. We can give them project works instead. We can ask students to come in a video mode during the test or project available. They are comfortable with it. And then the benefits, we can explain the benefits of it, the benefits of the project work, or, or the project works will help the student collaborate properly. They develop global skills, and then, there's a real life use of knowledge and the students are actively engaged. And then we can come up with mobile quizzes, which keeps the students engaged, they're motivated, and the objective of testing a particular skill is fulfilled. We can also ask, yes, ma'am, contemporary social issues work always. in Canvas, LMS students cannot copy from internet. Very nice. Summative assessment, formative assessments, very good, very good. As I told you, know, you're all smart teachers to come up with smart solutions, right? And we can also give the student a video presentation which keeps them engaged, give them homework work, and this will not only help the 21st, not only help them develop the 21st century skills, but it will help the introverts to come out confidently. At least you lose this fear of being shy to a maximum extent. Now, if the student is not able to come online through a video board, then it is fine. But they would definitely gain that confidence. Yes. Okay. So this could be some of the solutions that we can come up as smart teachers, smart solutions. So the way I see things is the bigger the challenge, the bigger the opportunity. So we don't have to worry about anything at all because nothing is in our control. You know, there are many things which are actually not in our control. But in every challenge, a smart person sees an opportunity in it. So, I would say, you know, is this no longer a choice? This learning and assessing online is no longer a choice, it has become a necessity. Now, is this COVID pandemic going to change the face of learning and assessment for good or for worse is yet to, we have to wait and watch. During these times, entire have rebooted and, life has to go on. We have to accustom ourselves along with the changing times. But where there is a will, there is a way. So stay home, stay safe. And if you have any further questions, to a little extent, yes, ma'am, absolutely.
Yeah, thank you, madam. Thank you so much. Now it's open for the queries. If you have any queries,
yes,
you can raise your hand so that we'll unmute you. You can speak. Even I have given an option that where you can unmute yourself and speak. If there are no queries, also at least you can share that what have you learned for the take home.
Thank you, Radhika ma'am, for that wonderful comment that you have given. Jeevan sir, thank you. Thank you, Mamta ma'am. It was lovely having you all here. You were wonderful, active participants for today. You made this possible. Practical solutions. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much, Saroja ma'am, Fatima ma'am, Raghuram sir, Varalakshmi ma'am. All right, that's really lovely for you all to give those comments. Thank you very much. Yes, Radhika ma'am, I can share the PPT with you. I can definitely share. If you can, send me your mail ID, I can definitely share with you the PPT. Or you can just send me a test mail to this. I can share the PPT.
You can share the mail ID. Okay.
Yes, sir. Here it is.
It's better if you can just send it to mail ID.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Ma'am, good evening.
Ma'am, in Zoom classes, we want some active class. So, if any parameters are any important, objectives, any available, any from your side?
Okay.
You have any points?
You want students to be active, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
And you should know whether the students are active, right?
Yes.
So you can random in the beginning of the class, ma'am, you make an announcement, right? That, if whenever I call a student's name, they have to be present. Otherwise, you can tell them that, your attendance is kept on hold till the student answers my question. And whenever I answer this, or when you play a short video, you can say, I need a feedback only from this particular student. Okay, you can randomly start calling out names, or you can ask them to type on the chat box if we see that the student is not having that video mode, or sometimes they say they have technical problems, they turn on the video and they're not able to come. You can ask them to you can have a side chat with them, ma'am. Definitely.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
This is Ashalata here.
Yes, ma'am.
Just a suggestion which I actually tried with my online classes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
What I did is I made students, play some communicative games. And that was done in the chat box. Now, for example, if I took a topic called importance of communication skills,
Right,
I asked the students to type words relating to communication skills.
Wonderful.
So they came up, that was very active, involvement among the students. That is what I noticed during one of my sessions.
Very
So
nice,
they came up with different vocabulary. And in fact, I actually started with, words regarding the pandemic situation. So they came up with masks and sanitizers and the social distancing. So after that was done, I got them into the topic and I made them do, come up with vocabulary regarding the topic that I was doing.
Okay.
So I thought that I could, I was able to hold the students' attention for a longer period of time because of these activities that were, done during the session.
Absolutely.
I think we can try this.
Yes, ma'am. Definitely, definitely. And
yeah, your session was.
We are all like fighters, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
We can come up with a solution for any problem.
Yeah, that's right.
Right, ma'am.
Good evening, madam.
Ma'am, good evening.
This is Dr. Anuradha.
Yes, ma'am.
For presentations, there's a wonderful interactive program, that interactive slides, or you call presentation.
Okay. Okay.
It's a very interesting.
Okay.
With the help of templates, you can make the classroom very lively, and during the session or at the end of the session or the beginning of the session, we can show them some slides and assign them some work, and throughout they interact with that. Very interesting. This is which I have noticed and practiced.
Very nice, ma'am. Can you please type it in the chat box, ma'am, so that everyone will be able to see it?
Yes, definitely.
Lovely, ma'am. Lovely inputs. Thank you.
Okay, ma'am. Nice meeting you.
Likewise.
Can we stop sharing the screen, madam, so that we'll try to...
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Done.
Yeah, if there are any other questions or any other things, we'll try to go for vote of thanks. Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, Rosie, ma'am. It was really a wonderful session, because I hope that the interaction with the faculty who have done chat, utilize the chat box, where they were sharing their own opinions and all. And the way you made us know, especially there are many myths, like we cannot do certain things. Online teaching is very challenging. It will be very difficult, and tests, assessments is a very difficult task, because people always copy from the others, and there are Google is there and all. And I hope that you made it clear that there are a number of things that you shared, how we can do it, how we can engage with them, what are the strategies that we can use, and at the same time what kind of assessment tests we can conduct, and how we can conduct even there is no scope for the people to copy, what kind of assignment that we provide and all. Really, it was wonderful session. It wasn't because need of the hour, because even though we like it, we don't like technology, the COVID has made us to move on to the technology, and we are doing online classes. And I don't know, as you rightly said, that it's a course and online where we face difficult challenges where the students are listening or not listening. It is student centered or learner centered or learning centered, or else no teacher centered. We are not able to assess, but your presentation has gave lot of answers, clarity of what we are doing and what can be done. Even I really appreciate all the participants who are being active, and they started sharing their own ideas, and also they were interactive and active all the time. Thank you so much for the wonderful session, ma'am. And also I especially thank Ashalata ma'am, who has referred you, and thank you very much for Ashalata ma'am. It was really, we had a session where it was very much useful at this point of time, especially because the need of the hour, even in the title it shows that now online engagement and assessment need of the hour. Thank you, Rosie ma'am. We are looking forward to have more number of sessions. I request all the faculty who are here, I've shared my number in the chat box. If anybody is interested to share their knowledge, they're always welcome. They can just ping me up, you can message me. And thank you everyone, because it was wonderful listening to all of you, and especially Rosie ma'am. She has put in 24 years of teaching experience. Not only she's from academia, she also worked with industry also, where that's the reason I hope that there are many issues have been, madam could make us clear. So I hope that this session was very much useful, and everybody will start using them in their day-to-day life. And thanks everyone. Thank Ashalata ma'am, Venkat sir, Vijay sir, and Amani madam, Dr. Umaveshwar sir, Mamata ma'am, Monica ma'am, Lakshmi ma'am, Chandrasekhar sir, Shanta ma'am, and Varalakshmi ma'am, Shyam sir, Bhavani ma'am, Joy sir, Dr. Talanki, and Pedredi sir, Jagam, Saroja ma'am, Saujanya, Fatima ma'am, thank you, and Anuj Radha ma'am, Dr. Radhika ma'am, Maithili ma'am, Lata Suhasni ma'am. Thank you, all of you, because I hope that we had almost all the participants who have been there, and I thank Fatima ma'am, who also delivered a session on this platform about how to connect digitally, online connectivity and all. And I thank everyone, Dr. Radhika ma'am, Maithili ma'am, and also Subhashini ma'am. Thank you very much. I request everybody to subscribe our channel. That is Dr. Mahipati Srinivasrao will be the name of the channel. And I've shared the YouTube link also. You can view this recorded version. It is there live on the YouTube. If you need to go and check again, because there are many things which we cannot note down sometimes. So you can use that link and you can view this. And also it's an open request and invitation to everyone that if anybody is interested to share your knowledge, please, you are welcome. And thank you, ma'am. Thank you once again, Rosie ma'am, for your wonderful session. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for creating such a platform wherein we all fraternity can come together and share our thoughts. Thank you once again, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone.
Yes.